Well, uh, here we go again. Now I see that I was just looking and I saw that Morgan Freeman got popped for um, sexual misconduct. And really, to be honest, any man can get popped at any time for sexual misconduct or saying something sexual. Every man has done something or stepped out and did something crazy or did something that was misconduct. That's how we learn as men, unfortunately, because there's no rule book. Nobody sits us down and says, these are the things that are not cool. These are the things that are cool. Nobody sets us down and tells us that. We gotta kind of have to fail our way into understanding. Oh, that's not cool, right? To do this or to say that's not cool, right? But unfortunately, in the era that we're living in, now first of all, let me say this because I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, well, you're condoning women being mistreated." I'm not. I think if first of all, I don't separate women versus men. I'm not a sexist. I think that women are just as equal to men as far as their rights should be protected. I don't think women are should be their rights should be protected any better than men's rights should be protected. I don't think women, as far as I am concerned, the information that I have is that women are not a weaker version of men. They are just as strong according to women. So if they just as strong, they pay just as much, they work just as hard, then therefore they shouldn't matter. They should be in the same as us. We should all be the same, right? We should not see them no different, right? They working towards, and many women work towards being on the job, want to be seen on the job, no different than any other man, right? Okay. So then if we see you in that manner, and that's the way it should be on the job. On the job, you should see women just like you see a man. They should be one of the fellas. A cardinal sin about um, women is what they say, fishing off the company pier. Why do you want to do that? There's no reason. In other words, why would you go after women where you work? That is a foolish move to do. I know some dudes have the one in a million. Hey, I met this woman at work and we got married and we got two kids and everything. That is the exception to the rule. Most of you guys, and that was in a time where you could say things to a woman on the job and you ain't assaulting her, raping her. That ain't sexual misconduct. Now you could say you look nice today. That's sexual misconduct right there. So now you can't say that no more. You can't do nothing. So I'm saying don't do it. Don't do it at work. Don't do it. There's certain situations where you can, express yourself fully, but workplace is not. I'm talking mainly to these young dudes, man. You go into a workplace and you think, and some lady be nice to you, and you think, oh man, she cool. I can just say blah blah blah, like I do to somebody on the block or somebody here or there. Nah, nah, you can't do that. Can't do that because you know what I mean. You're trying to make your reputation is important for you to try to make business contacts so that you can start your own business, have access to resources, and so on and so forth. And um, unfortunately, it was a time where they didn't get no support for when they said somebody did something to them. They didn't get nothing, and so the laws had to change because that was wrong, man. The law had to change so that women could, when they make an accusation, if they bring enough, if they can substantiate it just a little bit enough to where it's substantiated, then and then action can be taken. Okay, you can't just walk in and say, hey, like I can't just walk into a police station with a bullet hole in my arm and say, hey, this woman shot me. I had to prove. I had to have at least some way to substantiate that that was the woman and she's the one that shot me, right? Can't. But a woman can just walk in and say, "Hey, this man living with me, he shot me. Oh, we gonna just go pick him up and put him in." I mean, they can say whatever, and it don't. So the law has went. It's on one. It was on one extreme, and now it's on the other extreme, where a woman could just say what a woman can say whatever. Now, I'm not saying Morgan Freeman is an angel, but I'm saying that he came up in an era where you could say and do different things, and then maybe they need to have an education course and a sexual misconduct course for all of the air across the country. That needs to be a actual education course so that we look at these women like this, because we need to look at women in the workplace, like I said, as equals, as guys. Don't look at them as, oh, now don't look at a woman as a, a woman. You just can't do that in the workplace because you're risking your income. And why should you risk your income over a woman? That's foolish. It's foolish. And I'm gonna just tell you, man, this, especially those of you. Now all women are dangerous. All women have danger. A level of danger in the workplace. But Caucasian women, man, they are absolutely the most dangerous. They are the most dangerous because the courts really, they do not have to even, um, they don't have to, um, what they say, they can just say it, come in for a deposition, say a bunch of stuff, and that's it. There don't have to be no proof. They don't have to prove anything, man. Once they say that stuff, it becomes public record, and the deposition is public record. Boom, it's out there. Reputation gone. Whether it's true or not, ridiculous. It's irrelevant whether it's true or not. And guess what? Guess what? If it's not true, can you go and sue her for defamation of character? Who? What? Nobody. You gonna sue? What you gonna get from her? You can't even get nothing. You can sue her criminally, but what's gonna happen? What's the judge gonna do? Is the judge really gonna throw this girl in jail for 2 or 3 years because she completely destroyed your career? Not like if you flip it, if you don't pay your child support, they'll throw you in jail for 6 months, a year, whatever, right? Depending on how much you owe and how long they've been trying to get at you for it. They'll just throw you in jail. Oh yeah, throw you in jail. But here this woman clean you out, clear you, ruin your whole reputation. See, you got no recourse. You got no recourse. I said it once before and I say it again. One of these guys, one of these MGTOW guys said it. Now, I'm not a MGTOW person, but I agree with some of what was said, with some of the things that are being said. I agree with that because it's just facts. I agree with the facts. The opinions of this and that and calling women bitches all the time. That's not me, but I agree with the facts, just the facts laid out. And one of the guys said it, and it's the truth. He said, these women today are walking hand grenades. He said, and the pin could come out at any time. Anytime. You dealing with one anytime. Oh, you date this woman, you break up with her, man. 10 years later, she could say, "Oh, by the way, I know we had consensual sex, but you raped me." Why? How did I rape you? Oh, you gave me a couple of glasses to drink, and I didn't. I only consented because I had the drinks. Therefore, you raped me. Therefore, I didn't give you my consent. Oh, by the way, I'm going to take everything you got. I'm not saying something way out that could happen, and it is happening. It does happen. It'll happen a lot more in the future. It's gonna happen. So my point is, when you in the workplace, especially you young black dudes, because y'all don't know nothing, man. At least the white boys, they get grooming a lot of time. The dad is there in the house and they groom them. Same thing with the Latinos. A lot of times, dad is there and they groom them. A lot of us as brotherhood, when we ain't out there with our children. So our children growing up in foster care, group homes and shit, going out here trying to get a decent job, the first time they learn about rules is if they join the military or something, or they go to camp or go to prison or something. I'm telling you, now, you get a job, I don't care if you flipping burgers or you working at NASA, you better talk to the woman, treat the woman just like a guy. Don't let her even see that you see her as a female. Because once you do that, man, they can say, I'm threatened, I'm this, I'm that, and before you know it, you don't. Now you say to me, oh man, I don't want to be on the job like that. I'm going to just be myself. Okay, watch yourself be called into the, what do you call that? The office there. Yeah. Uh, yeah, you go to human resources, right? And who wants to go to human resources and tell them and have to explain or get days off. I mean, nowadays, man, they just let you go. Like Visa just let Morgan Freeman go. I mean, ain't no we ain't waiting till the end of no invest. We ain't waiting to investigate you. We just gonna let you go, man. Even an accusation, they'll shut you down. And really, I don't know what I guess different people got different motivations for why they doing it. I don't know, or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying victims shouldn't do that, but I'm saying if they do it, they should at least, if they should have a substantial claim. And if they don't have a substantial claim, if it comes out that they're just lying just to get money or just to defame the person or whatever, they should be prosecuted. The state should prosecute them. They should prosecute that person. If they hurt that person's income, they should prosecute the woman. But they don't do it. This is one of them things they just kind of just don't do, right? Because who wants to be the lawyer prosecuting a woman, a poor innocent victim, who, even though she lied her ass off for a man, who wants to be that? Nobody wants to be that lawyer, right? So anyway, like I said before, because you're not gonna make no money. That's a criminal situation. So the state should take that up, right? A lawyer ain't gonna do it. It's the state should do it. So if the state go out and prosecute the situation, then it would more women would stop. It would become a less of a environment where fraudulent things could happen. But because of the environment is so hot, so that's where I come in to, I say, as we as men got to take charge of our own situation and say, hey man, I'm not talking to no woman in the job unless I know her, and even then I would be very skeptical, very skeptical. I would just I say hi and bye, and that's it. You see all these women, I wouldn't say nothing to them that they could even remotely construe as sexual. Like before, I remember back in the day, you used to say, "Oh, good morning. That's a nice dress you got on." Or you could give compliments. Compliments are out. That's done. You don't compliment no woman at work no more. You don't do that no more. That is not good. Don't do it no more. Don't ever do it again. You shouldn't compliment a woman, period. But at least don't compliment. You should only compliment your wife or your life partner. You should not compliment no woman. But anyway, but don't compliment. You definitely don't compliment no woman on the job. You don't compliment them. You don't treat them no different. You don't open no door for them. You don't do nothing for them at the job. At the job, and that's for your own protection. That's for your own protection. The laws are so skewed right now, and the legal environment is so skewed that if you do these things, if you go to the job and say, "Oh man, that's a nice dress you got on. Oh wow, that's a nice car you got," or you can say anything, and a woman can misunderstand, misinterpret, rearrange any intent of whatever you said, and she can say, "I don't care if you say good morning." The woman could go in and say, "The way he said that to me, I felt intimidated." I'm just telling you the truth. That's why you got to leave them alone. You got to leave them alone. I'm lucky I'm on the job. I work with a lot of women, but I don't work directly with a lot of women. So there's also their work at but so you got to learn how to navigate around them. You got to limit your exposure on the job to limit your exposure to women on the job. They are very dangerous, and I'm not saying other women aren't dangerous. I'm saying just white women are just the most dangerous. Why? Because the courts are the most sensitive to their whatever they have, their situation. The courts are just more sensitive to them. That's a fact. That's not me crying, playing no cards or nothing like that. That's just the reality. If you go do the numbers, you will see that the Caucasian women will get more resources and time and energy and effort put into their cases, because the courts are simply just more sensitive to their situation, period. The end. Nobody has to even argue or fight with that. And it's not about, this ain't even a race thing. This is a man and woman thing. But I just threw that in there because that is the reality of what you're living with. So some of you young black dudes think, man, oh yeah, this little nice little white lady, she's nice. Yeah, she's nice. So make sure you keep your conversation nice and generic and milk toast. You keep it at the milk toast level. You don't say nothing or do nothing that could be misconstrued and have somebody say, huh, I was threatened by them saying that to me. Because you being a black dude, I mean, just be real. You just being a black dude. If a white woman say, I was threatened by you, that's it. Good night. Well, I don't even say white woman, any woman, but especially them. But any woman could say, you be a black dude, any woman could say, I was threatened. I felt threatened. He looked at me a way where when he said good morning to me, he just had a look on his face that made me feel threatened. Leroy, we need to see you in the office. Huh? Why? Uh, did you say good morning to Carol this morning? Yeah, I did. Why? Uh, Leroy, we're gonna have to give you a couple days off. We're gonna look into this. We're gonna go through the cameras. We're gonna look into this. For what? Well, apparently you did something. You had some misconduct this morning, and we're gonna look into it. Meanwhile, you're gonna take a week off. Why I gotta take a week off? How come we both can't take a week off so you can investigate it? We're not gonna re-traumatize her. We're not gonna re-traumatize her. And that's how it's gonna go, man. That's how it's gonna go. That's why you have got to be smart in the workplace. Now, it's not. I mean, you see all of these people that you thought, oh man, they're just man, they got no problems, man. These dudes in their 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, and now they just falling, boom, 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 like dominoes. They falling because Bill Cosby's the one that opened the door. His situation opened the door for everybody, man, to come back 20 years, 20 years ago, we had consensual sex. Well, it was consensual, but he we drank a whole bottle of Cavassier, and so that's where I was just, so he took advantage of me. I mean, now that's sexual misconduct. Before that was just like you as a woman, the being able, getting drunk, that was just on you, putting yourself in that situation, and obviously you if somebody not do, other than rape, you doing something that it was consensual. It's consensual, but you had the drinks in you, and so you said, well, I chose to do it. I drank the drinks. I knew what was going to happen if I drank those drinks, but you agreed to it. Whereas now, that's sexual misconduct. Good morning, that's sexual misconduct. Good afternoon, that's sexual misconduct. You look nice in that dress, that's sexual misconduct. Oh, I like your hair, that's sexual misconduct. Is that a new dress? That's sexual misconduct. Wow, you really look nice in that outfit. That's sexual misconduct. You can't say none of that stuff no more. That's why you need to, like I said, man, limit your exposure to women on the job. Your 30 years or 20 years or whatever, 10 years will go by like that. You'll walk out of there. You will have started your business. You will have your income from your job. You have started a business or started some other things, or did a bunch of other things, and those things won't be at risk because somebody can come back 10 years later and said we had a one night stand and he raped me because he gave me something to drink and I drank it, and therefore I wasn't in my right mind when I agreed to have sex with him. Therefore, he raped me. Because that's the law is clear. That situation is open. That situation is available for them to do. You just got to be lucky that this person ain't gonna jump at the chance to do that to you. But I'm saying this. Me personally, I'm not going to risk it no more. I used to want to work around women. I wanted women at the job. I don't want them at the job no more. I don't want them around. I want them to just go ahead and just go their own way and just enjoy themselves at work. Now we can get to a place socially off the job. Then I'm more comfortable around women socially in a social setting off the job. Then I can deal with that better. But on the job, the way things are right this second, I'm trying my best to make sure I don't have to see them in a workplace environment. And that's just me. And I'm telling you, if you smart, you'll try to limit your exposure to women on the job as well. And try not to say things to them that you could put like this. Don't say nothing to no woman you couldn't say to the guy that works right next to you. If you couldn't say that to a guy, If well, let me take that back. Let me take that back because I don't want you saying, because some of y'all say stuff to guys that's not good. So let me put it like this: I wouldn't say nothing to a woman that could even remotely be construed as sexual in nature or misconduct of any type. You should keep it to a minimum. Whatever you're gonna say, greetings. You should say, I mean, really, because if you say stuff that's not, and I know I went on and on and on about it, but it's because this topic is so serious to me. I'm watching all of these men, celebrities and not celebrities, just going down for the count because the stuff they did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. You do stuff like, and what man hasn't done anything wrong? What man hasn't made a mistake? There is no book on how to treat women, so we don't learn, especially us black men. There's most of the time, most of the men we have in our lives mistreated the women that they had around them. So that's all we saw. We didn't see nothing else. So now we got to learn in the real world, in real time, how to treat women, right? But now it's too far on the job, man. On the job, it's just my thing. Leave these women alone on the job. Don't say nothing to them. Don't talk to them. Leave them alone. Just be safe. You don't want them to come back and say, you know what? One day, 10 years ago, we were talking and he hugged me and he touched his hand brushed on my ass and therefore he sexually harassed me and I just never reported it, but I'm reporting it now. And then another one jumps on, and before you know it, it's 10 or 15 women saying when they gave you a hug, you grabbed their ass and all. Mm-mm. Don't let it happen to you. Now, if y'all smart, y'all listen to me. If y'all not, I feel sorry for you, man, because you're going to pay for it. Peace.